Tomato tree? What the heck is that? Hello, Huntsteaders. So here I am back out in God's green garden. It's May 30th, Saturday, 2020. And we're looking at here a Tamarillo tree, or a tomato tree. So a few years ago, I had the great experience of going down to the country of Peru and hiking Machu Picchu with my oldest son. And on one of the day's treks, we took a 4-day trek to Machu Picchu hikes. We passed this passion fruit plantation with some of the best passion fruit you've ever tasted in your life. And while we were there, I saw this weird tree that looked a lot like this guy right here, but it was a lot bigger, and it had all these weird diamond-shaped red fruits hanging off it. And I asked the guide, I go, what the heck is that? He says, that's a tomato tree, or a Tamarillo. And we got to taste some. We didn't get any there, but later on in the jungle, there was a volunteer Tamarillo tree just growing in the jungle. We were coming down one of the mountainsides, and we got them and had them, and they were delicious. All we did was lop the end off and suck the juice out of them. They're kind of like a hard tomato exterior, and they were really kind of tangy but a little bit sweet inside, and they were great. So I thought when I got back, I'd like to find one of those, and I never was able to. But I go to this nursery down in San Juan Capistrano, home of one of California's most famous missions, the Mission San Juan. And that nursery has a little place that they put kind of exotic plants every once in a while. I've gotten tree collards down there, white currants, and just a variety of different unusual fruit that or vegetables that you don't get anywhere. And they had a Tamarillo. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So I got this thing last fall, or maybe late summer, and I just stuck it in this pot right here, and I just let it grow. And then by the time I started paying attention to it, I found a couple of videos on how to prune it. So technically I should have probably snipped the top of this thing right here and let it branch out, and I didn't. I waited till it got to about maybe here, and you can see this is where I snipped it. You got 3 branches coming out of it now. But to my surprise, I've got all these flowers this year. There's 7 clumps of them. You can see them all over the place. There's a couple more on the other side. There's a couple more up top. You see the one up at the top there, and one below it, one over here, one over there. I think I counted 7 or 8 clumps, and they're flowers. And I've got my bees here going crazy. So I'm hoping we're gonna get some. And here's a good look at one right there. Opened up, the flower opened up. So I'm hoping that each of these, and they hang down in pods, clusters, or at least this type does. The type I saw in Peru kind of hung down one at a time. So I'm excited about this. I don't know, you know, I've had things flower in the past and not produce fruit, but this year, I mean, this garden's going crazy. I can show you, just look at these tomato plants. Look at this guy, loaded with tomatoes. I think that's a black Russian tomato. This is some type of yellow heirloom here. It's loaded. My cucumbers are gone. Look at this yellow pear tomato tree. This thing is, oh my goodness, got a little pollinator right there. Hey buddy, don't forget my Tamarillo. Look at that pollen sac on that guy. He is loaded up and going to town. Attaboy. Looks like we got some more heirloom tomatoes coming. But this plant, I got it in a wine barrel, half wine barrel. It is loaded with fruit. I just got clumps and clumps of fruit. And I've only had one ripen so far. You can see all over this plant. And this thing, I'm 6'2". This thing's taller than me. Granted, it's in about 16 inches of soil, but yeah, there's that bee over here too. And what they do is they're gonna start to ripen like this guy, or really like this guy up here. You can see him. He's almost ready to pick. I'll pick that guy off. So that's one of them. This is only the second one of literally hundreds. This thing was loaded with flowers. So, and I've got I mean, I have so much going on here. These fava beans are out of control. Look at this tomato plant. Orange tangerine. I've done a video on them. I've picked a million of them. This thing is loaded with them. Loaded. Over here, I've got another tomato plant. Loaded. So, I'm optimistic that hopefully this year we'll get some Tamarillos, tree tomatoes, right here in my own yard. And if I do, you'll be the first to know. Thanks for watching.